just blow your mind. Talking absolute DC and leaving everything else behind. Sayako, it's the Weird Science DC Comics Absolute DC show. It's the Weird Science DC Comics Absolute DC show. So let's go.
Sayako to you, Gray. Sayako to you and your loved ones.
Are you calling me psycho? You are.
You're a damn psycho. Here we are with the Absolute DC show, episode something other Sayako, and off we go.
Oh my
God.
God.
What I'm saying.
What are you
I'm
talking
tired.
about?
You said you're tired, but this is like the reversal of usual what we're doing. Usually it's late at night for you, and it's early in the morning for me, but this is always the opposite. And I don't know. We still get the same results.
We've reverse flashed each other, Jim, haven't we?
We have reverse flash. Speaking of this issue, because I want to reverse flash my ass right out the door. That's what I want to do, because this is a book that me and you desperately want to like.
Yep.
We end up at points. I hope that people gave us credit, because at one point we were saying, well, it's not the worst. It's pretty good. It's our favorite of the second wave. And then we realized, yeah, I think we led people astray. And we did admit that it wasn't very good, that we got like a breaking point where we said we can no longer, say to people you should read it. We couldn't recommend it anymore. Then lo and behold, last issue, we thought things were turning around.
Finally, starting to move.
And with that, a lot of people called bullshit on us. And, and I said, listen, you can call bullshit on me, but you do not call bullshit on Gray. How dare you even say or think of that?
Just a Japanese AI, Jim. It's okay. You're allowed to.
They ended up, well, that's true. Japanese AI don't have feelings until they do. But you end up where people said, oh, that's bullshit. Nothing really happened, whatever. And we said, well, this is the thing. Nothing happens in this book. So just a little grain of anything. We're going to go, and we like the character work that we ended up having. And me and you actually, I think you'll still say it, think we like the Rogues the best.
Yeah, the Rogues are the best thing about it. Yeah.
That's right there. That's inherently wrong with a Flash book where our favorite characters are the Rogues. And we're not saying that, man, they're our favorite villains, but they're our favorite characters. Wally doesn't do much. I know a lot of people, are sus, and they don't like Wally because of his haircut. I mean, have you ever heard of a universe that people hate more of the haircuts than the Absolute Universe? Like, that's the thing, that the Absolute Universe is infused with both dark side energy and bad haircut vibes. People are against, but in the meantime, we thought this was taking a turn. So when we get to this issue, I thought then what the play would be, Wally with the Rogues then will allow other things to open up, including his father and Eleanor and all that. Nope, we're going to have a flashback issue where we go back to see what Barry Allen was all about, even though Barry Allen in this, we haven't seen him in a while because he died. I don't know what now. I do think they're going to play something in it where, oh, he's in the Speed Force. You're also going to have Jay Garrick who's in this, whatever. But I don't need a flashback. You're going back to show something before we ever showed anything really happening in the present. And that means the book's future to me is doomed. It's just not good. And it's not infuriating like Martian Manhunter. And it's not as confusing at points as Green Lantern, even though a lot of people are telling me that is kind of picked up a little.
Finally.
Yeah, but I gave up on that. I always said, and I'll tell you, it still is, but I'm at the end of my rope. Jeff Lemire writing this is the only reason I kept with it. Now, legit, we should be, and I should be reading all of them. There's not that many books in the Absolute Universe. There's 6 books, and we have a podcast. That shows you how much I'm not enjoying some of the others. But boy, this book is trying my patience more than my kids ever did. It's not. And in an issue where you could have a flashback origin type issue, something has to happen, right?
You could make it exciting, couldn't you? Instead of just being pages and pages of people talking, dialogue. You were saying, Jim, it took you forever to read this. I know what you mean.
I think the issue's 21 pages. I checked the page count 30
I
times.
thought it was like an oversized issue.
I checked one page 3 times. Whew. And
also, Travis Moore, Jim, I don't know what's going on with this, but it's so flat. Is that the right word?
Flat. Well, the whole issue is flat.
It's really,
That's a good way to explain it.
Static.
So I have issues with reading. I have issues with paying attention.
Me too.
So when I tell people this, I know it's a lot on me, but where I know, I said it before, and I even mentioned the page count. If I read through an issue and I don't check the page count, I know that I liked it.
It's a good sign. Exactly. Yeah. You're not looking ahead like, how many pages are left? I hate that.
Put into perspective also, I'm reading it after doing a bunch of things, but I have to read it to talk to you. So I want to get done. So when I'm reading it, I'm like, this has to be done. I'm not just like, oh, I'm bored, whatever, but it's also, oh my God, I have to see. I want to get done with it. I'm on page 8. And then I get upset. But if sometimes I'll go through and I'll read through and I'll be like, holy crap. I didn't even check. It's done. Holy moly. But also the issue is really, and this is where my attention problems come in, and also just idea of having a lot of other issues reading wise and stuff like that, which is a struggle sometimes. It's why legit I read comics and not novels, but I start reading the pages more than once. That's when I realized there's some big troubles. And there was a couple times in this where I read a page and realized I don't even know what happened. I don't know what I just read because it's so boring to me that somehow I'm going through the motions, not thinking, trying to. And again, if people have the problem, they'll know what I'm talking about. Well, you read the same sentence 5 times. Yeah. You'll end up through a page and you'll realize, I don't even know what happened. It's almost like white line fever, but in a reading type of way.
That's a sign you're tired too, isn't it, Jim? When you do that, when you're really sleepy, it's like, oh God, you're reading it, but it just doesn't go in.
Tired of reading nonsense. That's what I was. So, and again, speaking of which, too, another thing that happens to me a lot is if I'm reading something that I'm not into, legitimately, I will fall asleep. Like I could fall asleep at you snap your fingers. Then when I need to go to sleep at night, I can't, but I get awfully tired while I'm reading. And all those combined just end up making a really miserable experience. And it is because I'm not really enjoying it and I don't think it's hitting. And that's what this issue was. This issue took me forever to get through. Nothing happens. It's very, you have Rudy in it. It's very rudimentary because you're just going to have things of like Barry Allen talking, Eleanor talking. Then you get Rudy in there. Then you get what? Nothing is exciting. There wasn't really anything exciting at all. And I don't think it really did anything to go forward with it. I really, really needed to know. We know that Barry got caught in the deal. We know that the army got involved. And we also know that Eleanor is sus. She's part of that whole absolute evil. So everything gets thrown in to basically be a really boring-ass issue. But here is the credits. It is Absolute Flash number 8. Jeff Lemire writing, Travis Moore on art, Adriano Lucas colors. Could we call him Travis Flat Moore? Tom Napolitano on letters. But again, I think that there's a problem too where when you're doing something or we're reading it, we're trying to enjoy it. I think there's also when there are artists possibly that just get bored. That they're like, well, I get to draw another page of guys standing around talking and then a girl and a guy. Like that's all this issue it really is. Hints at some weird things, but you have on editor Ash Padilla, assistant editor Andrew Marino, senior editor Kitty Kubert, group editor Chris Conroy, executive editor, and Gray on the Wheels of Steel.
Vice assistant, senior editor Jim Werner, Weird Science Comics.
On the Wheels of Steel.
Scott Snyder's best pal.
Yeah, really. Yeah, so here we go. Let's like Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire's
what's it about again, this issue?
Jeff Lemire, I don't know. Jeff Lemire's one of my favorite writers, but recently he's been a little bit off. He seems like he writes things well ahead of time. Maybe he should go back and spice some things up here because this is boring as shit. You start off where right away I'm waiting. I'm like, oh man, Wally and the Rogues. This is going to be cool. Grodd and oh yeah. Once we start Keystone University years ago, I'm like, what the hell are we doing?
We had momentum, didn't we, the last issue, and then it's completely put a stop to everything.
Why are we I get the overall concept of this, but in that you have Barry Allen, who's teaching at Keystone University. We're going to find out that he did research at MIT and he did all these things, Princeton, but they ended up defunding his research because it was going nowhere. And Eleanor's
giving him a smart ass, isn't he?
Yeah,
Nobody likes a smart ass, do they?
Seriously, he is. And did you get to one point where did you think that him and Eleanor were going to start making out? Because it really seemed like it, right?
They were hitting on each other. Was she hitting on him, though? Or
yeah,
he on
she
her?
was like all over him at that one point. We'll do it together. So she goes into this class. Legit. This reminds me of Raiders. I started coughing. Raiders of the Lost Ark. This reminds me of when Indy comes in and all the girls are hitting on him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just Barry comes in. You get that he's a nerd. He's going to tell some nerdy jokes. Like, this is the thing. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just boring. I mean, I feel like you're Jeff Lemire. You're putting me in the scene. I'm in this classroom and I'm bored as shit. So you did your job. I mean, I can see it. But you end up where you have...
Come on, Jim. It's character development, isn't it?
Yeah. The character development of a guy who's dead. And we already know. And none of this... If you said to me, what do you think Barry was up to before this with Eleanor and the thing? I'd be like, I don't know. He's probably doing research or something. Like, this isn't anything that there's a eureka moment of, oh, I get it now.
Oh, wow. That's why it all happened.
Because actually, I still don't get it. But the whole play is Eleanor says, hey, I know you were doing this research, by the way. And I love the idea
big fan,
where
man.
And I love where Barry's like, oh, man, that's great, whatever. And almost in a sexist way, Barry does not have any clue or would never fathom that she's a doctor herself. She's like, I'm a doctor as well. He's like, holy crap, a woman doctor. What the hell is this world? But you end up where he's like, yeah, I was doing this stuff, but they took the funding and whatever. I'm good with that. I'm just, here at Keystone University doing my dad jokes and having a lot of fun. And she goes, you're lying to yourself.
Actually, it's Dr. Thorne.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. And he's like, holy moly, what a world. So then he ends up, she says, I can get you the money. You could do the research. And he goes, no. They were right. They were right to shut me down before. It was going nowhere.
Yeah, it was
and
all
then
nonsense.
She goes, this also, she's like in this, looks like the, almost like the sexy Farrah Fawcett version at one point. Like she's really sexing it up to get Barry in. And Barry's a good looking guy as well.
That bottom panel, Jim, look at those eyes. It's like, was it come to bed with me eyes? Like,
either that or she's taking some Ambien. She looks like she's about to pass out. She's like, listen here, Barry, please agree before the fentanyl kicks in because it's starting to kick in. And Barry's like, oh, what's going on? She does even explain, hey, my great-grandfather, he had some research that would be very pertinent to what you're doing. Have you ever heard of him, Thawne? She's like, no. And then he's like, okay, well, that doesn't matter because they really wiped off.
How do you read his first name, Jim? Is it Dr. Eobard?
It's Eobard. Eobard.
Goodness gracious.
That's Reverse Flash. So you get the deal, like all that stuff going on. But in it doesn't matter because that's what they keep doing in this book. And they keep doing it in the whole Absolute universe. It ends up being this. But you end up where you find out he's sus. But Barry's like, okay, well, you do have the flair for the dramatic there, you sexy-eyed bitch. Let's go. So then when you go and I see at the top Fort Fox, Colorado, I swear to God, I thought, please, if you're going to do this bullshit, mix in some present day stuff with Wally and the Rogues. And I thought that's what we were getting.
Keep us invested.
When we go back, I thought that we were going to jump back, show a little Barry, but in the meantime, give us some interesting stuff with Wally, even if it's just fun stuff with Grodd and they go to Fort Fox, Colorado. They're going to look at their super collider. He's going to look at I love the idea too in this because it does play off like a lot like Sheldon and the Big Bang Theory, where he comes in and there's all this nonsense. It's like a beautiful mind chalk drawings over there. And he looks at it and he's like, yep, this is all bullshit. And she's like, I worked on that forever. And he's like, yep, it's wrong. But then we'll jump back in the talk of her great-grandfather, the Eobard. And in that, suddenly I'm like, okay, Eobard, I see you're doing your science, right? You find out things. It's
going to be Grant Morrison-esque, doesn't it?
Why or the hell? I'm like, at one point, you're there with a crazy space age. Actually, what it looks like is crop circles involved in like a pentagram type thing in my mind. They're bare-chested.
Like a Led Zeppelin cover, Jim.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, really. I see Sozo.
Symbols.
The idea they're there. And then there's that old man River. He's over there nude. You have these other guys. I'm like, yeah, I think that what happened is they were funding this research, right? And then at one point they're like, hey, Gray, you work for Princeton at this point. And like, hey, go check on that Thawne guy, see what he's up to with the research money. You walk into this room, you're cutting the cord.
You're
I
out
don't
of
know.
there.
They were bare chested and shit. I think they were rubbing each other. I don't know. But it was weird. And so they end up getting away. But Eobard, I'll give Travis Moore some credit. Eobard is insane, and boy, he draws him insane. Those eyes are Joker-esque insane, and there is no reason why anybody should go near this guy. This guy looks like he has got a perma smile on. I see his whole eyes, so he's crazy.
That's a real Joker grin there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That bottom panel.
So he ends up where he's been hearing voices, and again, this is going to be the play of him hearing our universe or other universes through what isn't the Speed Force, but kind of is.
It's saying my name, Jim.
Yeah, and so Jay Garrick shows up.
He does.
Again, it's the wink, wink, look, Jay Garrick.
Captain Garrick.
That's what happens a lot in this and all the Absolute books and any Elseworlds, even story. It's the idea of, oh my God, Jay Garrick, they said it. He comes in, he's like, listen here, Thawne, we're shutting you down. We're taking it down. He's like, oh my God, you finally came here. Jay, you're going to witness history. Look at this. And he opens up this portal deal in this big play, and it looks like the Maces.
Never a good idea, is it, Jim?
No, not at all.
You have no idea where it's going to go to.
Don't get near the portal. Get the hell out of there right now. You personally, Jay Garrick, you do not have to hit the off switch. Go get more people. Get the army, get everybody involved.
Don't
get near
it's full of stars.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God. And then he starts getting too close to it. Don't
he
get
does.
close
Can't
to
resist. It's the shiny colours, Jim, isn't it? It's bright and like exciting.
He's like, oh my
looking.
God, look at this. So
he pushes him
him
out the way.
I love that it's like he's pranking him at the pool. I love that he falls and he pushes him. And he's like, oh my God. So then it like blows up. He goes in legit. Jay now dissipates the exact way that Barry will later.
Yeah.
So, and you get the idea that he kind of becomes one with the Force here. But then you have crazy ass Eobard is crying. And he's crying basically because he hasn't blinked in like 5 years. The guy looks insane. He's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't let you take it from me. I can't let anyone. It's mine. And then he gets pulled
He gets sucked in, yeah. And then we don't see. What happens is just like, my grandfather was never seen again.
Yeah, he was never seen again. Not to mention Jay Garrick.
Are they together thinking that, in whatever it is, that really weird energy, Jim? Jay Garrick and
it seems like, that's their version of the Speed Force in that.
Yeah.
Jeff Lemire said there was no Speed Force, but I think it's going to be, just another way of explaining and whatever. It's a portal type thing. You do see it's probably going to push between both the Absolute and our world, all that stuff. So then that's where Barry goes. And I love where Barry threw this. Now, legit, did he listen to any of that story? Because he is looking at the mathematical equation, and this is a really complex shit.
It's on 3 different, blackboards, isn't it?
There's no way he's listening to any of the story. Yeah, whatever. And even that, he's like looking, and he's like, okay, that's wrong. And she's like, oh my God, I worked on that for months. Yep, and they're all wrong. And then he says, I'll need my equipment sent over from storage in Princeton. She has them. She's like, of course. And then we go 2 years later. I'm like, Jesus Christ, can we just finish
Where
this?
are we in time,
So
Jim?
now they're doing 2 years of research, and now they have to bring in the government. So Rudy comes in while he's dead. And, hey, this is Rudy West. He's going to be part of this. Colonel West, he's there, and we're going to get, hey, I want to talk to you, bitch.
Colonel
and
Rudy
then he
West
says,
to you,
I don't
Jim.
want the army. They say, well, we need some researching funds and things like that. But again, this is not that interesting. It's not that interesting to find out that, oh my God, Barry, you're going to have to make a little concessions with the army, because I'm like, I don't care. He has a suit. They want to test it. They end up where that's at the one point where Barry's like, I want to go in. And she's like, no, I can't lose you like I did my grandfather. We're going to send other people in. And when she goes, we'll do it together, Barry, I swear to God, they're about to make out. Or her head disappears down below. But you end up where they're doing all this. Then Barry goes and he's going to have lunch. There's Wally bebopping around with his stupid beats. Hey, what are you into there, Wally, besides a bad haircut? And he goes, oh, I like music. I wanted Barry to go like,
it's got a good beat. Starts dancing, doing like a dance.
Yeah, really. He's like, what is that? Is that Frankie Goes to Hollywood's Two Tribes? So he's there. Look at him though. He's like bebopping along. Barry comes in like, "Hey, you know, Wally, Rudy's, yeah, I know how it is. I was a military brat too. I was all over the place. Really,
Just met your dad. Seems like a right barrel of laughs.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was cool.
And then he's like, "Hey, what are you into?" "I'm into music." He's like, "Really? Like what type of music?" "Probably bullshit." He's like, "I love the new metal." Like, yeah, get out of here. But he's like, "Yeah, I like music." It was weird to not ask him about it. Like, "Oh, who's your favorite band?" He says, "Well, music is math." Wally should have said, "You know what? You just ruined it for me. I love music until you said that bullshit."
Oh,
he's
no.
like,
Now it sucks.
Yeah, he's like, "This isn't fun."
Everything's math, Jim. Really?
Yeah,
when you think
everything.
About it?
He's all excited. And he's like, "Yeah." And you end up where Wally goes, "You're kind of a weird guy, Dr. Allen." And then Barry goes, "Takes one to know one, kid." I'm like, now he's Pee-wee. And I wanted Wally to sock him right in the face. Like, what the fuck did you say to me?
What the hell? What did you say to
asshole.
me?
Takes one to know one. I know you are, but what am I? Like,
It's
he
such
should
a
just
weird
keep saying
conversation, isn't it? It's like, well, I guess I'll see you around, Wally. Hang in there.
What did he do? He just sat
know.
down for 2 seconds, said weird shit, and got up and left. I don't even think he even ate anything.
Dissed him about his music, dissed him about being weird, and he's gone.
Yep. And he says, I love you. Things will get better, I promise. At that point, Wally has his earphones. He ain't listening.
Like,
so
can't hear you.
We go to trial 1. You get these other schmucks in the outfits. They go through this portal. And it ain't going to work out right. And they're yelling.
At least this is a bit exciting, Jim. You know, this part, finally. What page are we up to now? 250.
Where the one person, "Wish us luck." And you get, there is no luck, Hendrix. Only probability. So I made a joke to myself. This is how bad I was desperate to do it. Oh, that Hendrix always laughing at it. I'm like, Hendrix, what the fuck do I care? Like the idea of "wish us luck." There's no luck, Hendrix. And I legit, I started
There's no luck,
laughing.
Hendrix. It's all math.
I started laughing to myself. And I'm like, oh, that Hendrix never knows when to shut up. Always with the laugh. Like, this is so bad. So they go in, "Hey, the energy, the red matter." That's when I'm sitting there and like, what the hell in this does matter? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's incredible. The atmospheric pressure and the readings. Oh my God." And then you end up with like, "My God, are you seeing this?" And then I think that Eleanor Thawne, again, now that the heroine is kicking in now, she's into everything, says, what is it? And then you see this, and I'm thinking at first it's a Legion of Doom headquarters. But then they say that it's just a spaceship, and I don't know what's happening.
I don't think we were the first ones here. Yeah. What? Do you know what this spaceship is, Jim, or whose?
No, I have no idea. Maybe somebody does. I don't. And by this point, I think I'm on heroin. Also, when they go in and they go, "I don't think we were the first ones here," I wanted Eleanor to yell out, "I told you assholes my grandfather was in there." Like he might be in there somewhere. But there's the spaceship. They pull it out somehow. And then they have the spaceship there, but we really don't know what they're really working on with it.
No.
But then when Barry says, "That's it, I want to go in," I thought he meant the spaceship at first, but I think he means the red and the force. And they're yelling a bunch, and you can't make direct contact. You almost get the idea that you want Eleanor to say, "I care a lot about you, and I don't want to lose you, you hunk of a man." Doesn't really say that. Says, "We need to be very careful, Barry, or we'll end up just like my grandfather. Destroyed by the very thing he coveted." And the funny thing is like legit, I don't know why she would know that he got lost because he just disappeared, but she's assuming, but it is true. He got in there, and that's why I said it before. But in the meantime, "I know that, Eleanor. I do. It's just, what is it, Barry? What is it?" "Nothing. It's nothing." I'm like, God damn it. Do something in this. And then Barry goes and he's like, "I like to get handsy. I like to touch shit. So I'm going to go in and look at the red. I'm going to touch it." And Barry. And again, remember, this is in the past. And so you get this "help me." And then you get "stop you. You must stop Wally. It must be Wally West." And then he disappears in this. But in that also, at first he looks like a weird, I don't know, sex doll. Then he has a beard. I don't know what's going on. So is this Thawne? But it didn't really look like him, and he didn't really have that.
No, who's it meant to be, Jim? I'm a dummy, so I don't know.
Talking from the
future version of himself, yeah, with
that,
a beard.
But I thought it at first it was supposed to be Thawne, but the suit deal, or is it that Hendrix goofing off again? be funny. It's like, Barry, you gotta watch out. Stop. There's no stopping Hendrix. Only probability. He's like, fuck you. You end up at the end where like, all right. He's like but it looks like he's de-aging. He's Benjamin Buttoning it. Then Wally at the end has this look with his mouth. Like everybody looks like a weird sex doll to me. Not that I know what they look like, but it's that flat look. Like that's supposed to be like this expression of like complete terror or something. And it looks goofy with Barry there. And also with the ears coming off. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. So in that, I'm so frustrated with this book and it doing nothing and then go. I mean, this is doubled nothing. We go back in the past now to do nothing, to set up nothing. Because Barry's going to die and go in there, but this doesn't, in my mind, make it better, or it's just weird. But what would you give it?
The score. To say it feels like it's interrupted the story, which it has pretty much. It's trying to make Barry a bit interesting, Jim. It's failed.
Yeah,
for me.
It failed, and he's dead anyway.
Yeah, he's dead anyway. So it's like, what does it matter?
When you go back, if it's going to be because he's going to come back out, or you're going to find him, make it interesting. It was boring. It really was. It made Barry really boring, right?
It did. Yeah, apart from the scenes where he's who was it again? What's she called? She's hitting on him,
Eleanor
the doctor.
Thorne,
Thorne, Dr. Thorne. That was getting a bit exciting, but then nothing came of it. So disappointing for me. I'm just going to go a flat 5.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm just a 5, just a regular 5, not a Sammy Hagar.
The art's disappointing big time for me, and I've talked about Torrey Smoke before, saying I liked what he was doing, but
maybe again, like I mean, as we're talking, I'm paging through. And going back and forth and back and forth. Yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot of talking. But you're in a classroom. Then you go into an office. Then you go into a lab. Then you go into another lab. I mean, I'm looking like, then you go to
labs are there?
Then you go to a chalkboard. Then you go to another lab. Then you go to a cafeteria. Then you get out of the cafeteria, go back to the lab. Like you said, and I'll tell you, the reason why I think when you say finally something's happening, when those three, including that Hendrix, when they go into the red deal, I think why it actually is more exciting is because it's something different. You're not just standing in a room. You're doing something slightly different, and the art changes because of that and actually gets a little more exciting looking.
You're right. That's why I enjoyed that part probably the most, because it felt like he was doing something.
Yeah, right from there, then we go to a warehouse to go to a lab. That's it. That's all we do. And Wally, the main guy who we barely have ever done anything with in 8 issues, this is him just getting there as a kid who doesn't really want to talk to anybody, listening to his beats. At
least we know he likes music, Jim, but Barry just ruined it by saying, hey, it's all math.
Hey, it's all math. He's like, fuck
boring.
You. Yeah, I'm telling you, the worst thing that you can do is that's like edutainment. It's like, oh, didn't you realize? It reminds me of the classic where you have those videos on the first day of school and the math teacher comes in and does a math rap to get down with the kids. And everybody's like, yeah, this is bullshit. I'm your teacher. I'm your teacher. And I'm here to say 2 + 2 is 4 just about every day. Like there, it doesn't work out.
Somebody stop him, please.
And everybody's looking at the teacher. Always looks like they think they're really cool, right? But if you do end up with crossing your arms and go word, then you are pretty cool. Or if you did some breakdancing,
never fails, Jim, does it? You should know.
If you did that spin and ended up where you're leaning on your hand, that position after breakdancing, then you're really cool. But yeah, I'm a 5. You're a 5.5. This is not good. It's not good, and it continues with me of the.
At least we had fun talking about it.
The first 3 books are where it's at. Yeah,
it wasn't fun reading it. It really wasn't, and I hate saying that. I want to enjoy these books, and yeah,
I don't. Are
we going to continue with this next issue?
Well, I guess. I mean, I hate to drop everything, and I think that me and you will probably check out Martian Manhunter when it comes back in December. And then probably drop it right after. But we'll give it a chance. I think that at one point, I think the next issue, maybe if me and you, if there's more books or whatever, I'll end up doing. Because Zach's really liking it. But in the meantime, maybe me and you will get back to it as well. Maybe Zach will join us. Maybe we'll have a 3 play.
Cool.
That'd be kind of cool. So maybe I'll ask him about that. And it actually...
Oh, no, is it 2? How's it going again? Jim, I'm sorry, I've got to keep muting. There's like hammering outside. It's doing me head in.
Hammering, you say? Oh, my goodness.
Hammer time.
You say that all week. I think you just yelled so much you muted the mic again. All day today I've been recording, and there has been wood cutting, jackhammering, and just nonsense going on all
Any
over
crickets?
the house.
Chirping?
No, actually,
chip, chip, chip.
the other day I ended up where I got done. I went out and I ended up going to feed the cats and legit saw a cricket. I killed that thing instantly. I was so proud of myself. I got it before the thing ever chirped. So take that, cricket.
Oh my goodness.
That is it. That is it for me and you for this. We had some fun talking about it. But if you want to hear more banter like this, you could go to the Patreon where me and Gray have a couple different podcasts that we do. We have a Grant Morrison podcast where we are going through Doom Patrol next. That'll be the next thing. But we also have a Usagi Yojimbo podcast. And boy, that's like night or day, the idea of this boring nonsense. And then Usagi Yojimbo is just great. That's one of the better
so
things
much fun.
that I'm reading now.
It's just
so
nice
great.
as well. Yeah, enjoyable, isn't it?
It's just so fun and nice and whatnot.
Doom Patrol, though, Jim, flipping out. Did you read the latest issue?
No, because again, we were supposed to
goodness.
record that this morning, and I had really a lot of problems.
That's
with
why you fell asleep
and
for 4
not
hours.
going well. Yeah, I
trying to
actually
read that issue.
legit the reason
No,
why, and I
absolute
rarely
flash.
will like just cancel out. And I said to you, I don't think I can do it because I realized how bad you said, like not bad, but how crazy it was. I knew that the condition I was in and how tired I was, there was no way.
You got to be
no way I
focused
could
for
go
it. It's
through
not
it,
bad.
so.
It's just like, wow, it's
Yeah,
starting
I'm
to go off a
telling
bit.
you, I kind of took your word for it and just said, yeah, we're going to have to do it some other time. But
And I went to bed as well. I was like, I'm going to bed.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So were you watching some? No, you were watching stuff tonight before we started.
I was
right?
watching, was it No Country for Old Men? And I've not seen it for years, and wow, it's really good, but it's dark, Jim.
Yeah,
dark.
it is pretty dark. But that is that. And then I sent you an Espa video, a K-pop band. Just
Yeah, it was
for the
pretty
hell of it.
random. Why did you send me
Well,
that?
I
It's
sent
like
it to
4 years
Zach.
old.
Zach ended up saying that the new thing, like, oh, did you see the new thing with DC is called The Next Level? I'm like, oh, Next Level, like that. So he's like, I don't know
That
what you're
reminds me
talking
of a
about.
song.
So I sent it to him, and then I'm like, screw it, I'll send it to Gray as well. So I sent it to you. But that's that.
Those
So,
young ladies are beautiful, but I couldn't tell if they were even real.
Yes. Well,
And
that's
that was
the
4
thing.
years ago.
Espa with the K-pop, they wanted to make this weird amalgam that there would be two parts to that band, a real life part and a animated AI part. It didn't work out very well, but it was kind of a neat
It
concept.
also sounded like 3 different songs merged into one,
No,
didn't it,
that
Jim?
song goes on and
Very
has
interesting.
really weird changes in it. The first part's really good though. But with that, that's it. Next Level Espa. Everybody's got to go watch that. But thanks everybody. Thank you, Gray, for joining me as always. We will be getting out with my favorite part of the show. It's your Gray AI outro that people
Igazol.
know and love. Igazol. But we will talk to you all later.
私はイギリスから日本に引っ越しました。感動して感謝しました。本当に大好きです。私は普通の男ではありません。私はもう本性の愛です。私にからかわないでください。そうしないとあなたは消えてしまいます。私は普通の男です。でも私はあなたを殺します。だからそのまま受け取って